This is frustrating because I got 3/4 of the stuff.
Yep.
So I must just
what's
be
that
missing
thing
something.
flashing on your map?
There's a thing flashing on my map?
The
yellow...
yellow...
I know that, so that arrow just tells you where the exit is. You know, like the direction of the exit. It's at the north end, so.
Huh. You just gotta find that 4th piece.
I'm gonna re-look in all of these rooms in case it does spawn later. Well, maybe I won't re-walk in all of these rooms, but I'll at least give them a glance. Boy, this is fun. Video games. I mean, I could just declare myself confused enough to go to the next level and call it a day.
I wonder if maybe the 4th piece is on the next level for some weird reason.
Yeah, it's not inconceivable. Usually, I mean, you know, I've only done 5 levels, but usually each level is sort of self-contained.
Yeah. But if they are going to introduce a non-self-contained level, they're going to have to do it at some point.
Should I grab the graph paper, asked Kyle? Here is the graph paper. Here it is. It's built into the game. What is jump? Oh, that's right. I already knew this. I can use 50 ips to jump
to
up. To leave. If I am panicking.
Uh-oh. Your dopings are going away.
It's no big deal. I just go doping because it feels good. Okay, we haven't been to level 7, but I'm utterly lost on level 6, So normally you have to walk all the way back to the exit, says Nettie. Yeah, but 50 ips is a lot. Like, I don't even have 200 yet, so it's so not worth it. And the path...
Unless you're really panicked.
Yeah, the path just back to the exit is usually not that long.
This is like it's got cathedral vibes, like dark cathedral vibes. I like how the visuals on each level are unique. Basobaru.
Bambala is how ChatGPT wants to translate it. Oh, one who seeks to overcome their own curse while releasing Kasua's soul. Let me tell you the secret of the Dragony Alchemy Workshop. Whatever that means. The secret is...
Basobaru.
I keep on capturing too early. However, there is a condition. I want you to defeat 2 white giants. What, just because they're white? Racist. The giants are located beyond the keystone door, which means key door, really.
Key door, yeah. Key spell, it said, actually.
Well, yeah, the key, that key is to be considered a spell. That showed 2 lines. I definitely had 3, but it also might just be unrelated.
Yep.
Because there are different, like, keys the levels have had their own keys so far.
Do you want to know?
You want to know, don't you? The secret of our Dragony Alchemy Workshop, which existed in Tuscany in the 14th century.
Wow.
Okay.
It's Dragone.
Wow, this whole, like, key lines thing is a new...
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Dragonine. I like the word Dragonine.
Yeah. It reminds me of Chevaline.
So Dragonine is dragon meat, is what you're saying?
Yes, dragon meat, exactly.
Abalon. We were once alchemists. If you want to know the secret of our Dragonine Alchemy Workshop, defeat 2, quote, white giants, end quote. Huh.
If only they were white devils instead of white giants.
So these guys seem to be giving me the keys for this level.
Yes.
I'll bet the white giant is basically just beyond that wall.
Yeah. Babarari.
You already have the second line of the spell. Don't ask me for the second line again, you piece of shit.
Babaran.
You already have the second... You also give me the second line? You already have the 4th line of the spell. You already have the... So 2 of them give me the second, and 2 of them give me the 4th. How bizarre.
I wonder if the direction that you face them matters when you talk to them.
Doesn't seem to.
Doesn't look like it.
Good thought, though. That's exactly the kind of bullshit this game would pull. Complete the Keystone spell and defeat the White Giants. I think that it would be wise for me to complete the Keystone spell, run like a coward, bank these Ips, and then... yeah, okay, so this needs the Keystone spell, but I'm missing... that. What the hell did that say?
It tried to say open, but it was mixed up.
Keystone spell is different or wrong, says Kazuha. So yeah, that will be the door to the White Giants, who we seem to want to kill just because they're white, which, like, I get the impetus, but... Oh, that door opened.
That one opened. And that's very dark and foggy.
This seems like a pleasant place. I don't think I have ever been in just the out and open green area before.
Maybe that's why it's so dark and foggy. You've no-clipped through the wall.
Luckily, it doesn't matter how dark and foggy it is, because you actually just use the top left. Battle level 2? Yeah. That is the other way of learning what level the enemies are, because it corresponds to the battle level.
This is the Jumonero.
See if I can back off in time. Yes, I can.
Night Shot 8.
Night Shot 9. Which is actually a different spell.
Night Shot.
So it's worth mentioning that the glyph does not correspond to a single spell. It corresponds to a series of spells that have, like, different names based on their level. Whether there's any difference between them other than their names, I don't know. And obviously that the higher level ones are stronger. But they do appear different. So there are secret doors like that, says Nettie in chat. That door wasn't secret. It was on the map. Yay, more drugs.
It was secret from, like, the central.
Oh, LP 50%. How odd. Yeah, it was secret from the image that's in the middle, but that image is useless anyway. I don't want that. Actually, I don't want LP 50%. I already have, like, LP 1000 and LP 400, so this is not as good as any of those. But I am going to immediately start doping. When in doubt, start doping.
Doping feels good.
Oh, I understand. So... yeah, the mini-map doesn't make it clear what foggy areas are actually just walls until you've been there, obviously, and then it's obvious. In spite of the fact that this is sort of broadly a Garriott Hell, I don't mind it anywhere near as much as your average Garriott Hell because of the mini-map.
Well, that door was just in the middle of fog.
Yep. Whoa! Ooh. Oh god, this is like a boss level monster. This is wireframe raw.
Yes, his name is Pupura.
Pupura.
Yeah.
Well, that was terrible.
I wonder if the Ra is Ra. If this is Poop Ra, literally Poop Ra. You're fighting Poop Ra.
Judging by the fact that he hasn't attacked me yet, I think that my weapon seal on him was good. Yeah, look at how much he just damaged me.
Yep.
Shouldn't have let the weapon seal expire. The weapon seal does not last very long, so I need to cast it like every other spell. He just did some kind of magic. I don't even know what the hell this is.
Blind.
Blind duel has occurred.
Duel. Yep.
Oh god! What?
Looks like blind duel has ended.
Blind duel has occurred.
Yep.
God, I am not doing a lot of damage against him, and he's doing a lot of damage against me. Well, actually, he's not doing that much.
Well, you're halfway down. So, I was just talking about no clipping. This boss really does look a lot like the Backrooms monster.
Yeah, as long as I keep him weapon sealed, even with the blindness and such, there's not that much to worry about here. In fact, it seems like if you seal his weapon, he doesn't really know what to do and just starts using useless moves. I think the blindness also does a small amount of damage, which is why I keep getting like 17 damage or something.
Wait, did he cut your...
Oh my god, he cut my life.
Life in half.
That was a poor time to use my life medicine.
Uh-huh. He's close to dead, but you're close to dead. Well, you're not that close to dead, but...
This battle is balanced weirdly.
Yeah. Relax, something.
Yeah, obviously, there's going to be things that just don't have time to translate them. Ooh, okay. Okay, and watch, he'll give like 4 image points or something. Well, that probably wasn't a white... Holy God!
148. That's kind of like 4.
So, that wasn't a boss. That was just a needlessly difficult random enemy.
You are in the back rooms, so what did you expect?
I can't get out. Cool. That was a one-way door that let me in.
Well, there's 2 more doors up there.
Yeah,
so.
I hope that, Okay. Did I just defeat one of the white giants? Wasn't called
Didn't
white
look like
giant.
a white giant, no.
It didn't look like a white giant.
No, remember that was Poo-Poo Ra.
That was Poo-Poo Ra. I'm leaving. I have 386 points. That is enough to run DOS. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm getting out of here.
Is 368 bytes of RAM enough to run Ross?
To run Ross? I don't know. Tell me about Ross. 386 K of RAM is certainly sufficient to run.
Sure.
DOS.
That's why I asked 386B.
Don't think there's much at all that will run in 386 bytes. Don't get me wrong. It's not nothing. There's not nothing that will run in 386 bytes.
Is there a Turing-complete computer that will run at 386?
So here's the trick to Turing completeness. An actual Turing machine has infinite memory, and so when we talk about something being Turing complete, there's always the asterisk of like within the bounds of however much memory it can access. So that doesn't necessarily like that limitation would be difficult to even prove one way or the other. I think needless to say, you probably have to go back to the previous level to get the last line of that spell or whatever. You probably just missed something, says Kyle. Oh, definitely. Definitely. I did not suspect that we were done with that level.
It doesn't even look like you're done with this level. It looks like there's areas on the left there that you haven't explored.
Oh, so it's worth mentioning that although it does show what you've explored, that is not like saved. That is just within this delve into the dungeon.
I see.
So I've actually explored this area fairly comprehensively, but you know, you can't. You're not allowed to know.
It's Nisoji.
I can cast up to level 5 of that, but as you can see, I can't in practice. And I very rarely get level 9 on that either.
You know, the fact that you chose spells that have similar patterns is probably more of a handicap for you in the long run. Because you get used to one timing and then it screws the other timing over.
It's like just wrong enough to be actively unhelpful. They're also just, you know, particularly useful spells.
Yeah.
So there's elemental magic, which it doesn't call it elemental, but I don't remember what it calls it. Almighty magic and support magic. And the only almighty spell I haven't even used because I have a much, much higher elemental spell. But like within the dark dungeon, I can't access just all elements.
I was about to say, within the dark dungeon, you'd think Almighty is what is probably best.
Almighty is like outside of the element system. It is just so like the Almighty spell just does like elementally neutral damage.
I see.
Almighty sounds more powerful than elemental. It's almost as if it sounds almighty, but I think that's just it's named in a Japanese fashion.
It's a gotsu.
It's goatsy? What?
It's a gotsu.
Don't make me laugh, low-level enemies. So, like, as you can see, I've gotten back out of these levels of the dungeon relatively quickly, and so it's just, like, not worth the time to, sorry, it's not worth the IPs.
The
like,
IPs, yeah.
Getting out of level 6 would cost 300 ips, which is, like, ludicrous.
I think I'm going to call image points intellectual property.
My D's locked again. Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
you're not
show
that
it.
concerned
Yeah,
about your
you're
D
right,
right now.
Nettie. I didn't show drinking the sludge, and I'm not going to be able to drink any sludge with my D locked, so...
That's a statement. I'm not going to be able to drink any sludge with my D locked.
Just sit with that statement for a while. I got it. This is the hell that Poxin go to when they die, says Kyle in chat. So this is my own sort of punishment for killing so many Poxin yesterday. By the way, just because I want to finish this game, I mean, everybody knows this, but like, don't take my playing this game and sort of being fairly experienced with it to mean that it's in any way good or that I like this game.
Well, I think the fact that you're playing a game never means that you like the game because you don't like games.
I think this game, its main problem is just it's a bit undercooked. It's just one of those. Like, if the rhythm aspect of it actually had music with a rhythm to go to it, that would be a huge improvement. There's just lots of little things like that. 9.
Yeah, it feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like if Undertale was not quite as refined.
And slightly much more Japanese.
Yes.
People who kill dogs in video games go to the dark dungeon when they die, says Nettie in chat. Yeah, I think that all follows. And I've played every mobile Resident Evil game, so I've killed a lot of dogs in games. Because those are just about killing dogs, that's all they are.
Mm-hmm. Is it? Oh wait, this is... Yeah, it's Umebo. It's our sour plum again.
Definitely needed a level 9 spell against it. No overkill here. I guess it's definitely obvious, but I don't think I've mentioned it. Obviously, the level that you get, other than, you know, how much training you've had, just depends on how accurate your rhythm is.
Yeah.
Because it's a rhythm game.
But that also implies that if you just what's the word I'm looking for?
If you press, so you have to press to get it to move on, but if you just sort of press with a random rhythm, it's not that it'll just fizzle or anything, you just get your lowest level spell.
Yeah, exactly. So I was going to say you can just, there's a word I'm looking for.
Mash? You can,
No, the word I'm looking for is like, when you just use your physical prowess to get past rather than
you can just brute force it.
Brute force, yes. You can just brute force it by upping the level of your spells enough.
Yeah, so the training for the spells requires that you actually get 3, 4, or 5 every time.
Okay, so you have to do it at least once.
So I get you know, it's been an hour now. You wouldn't remember the training montage,
I do remember
but
that now.
You had 5 goes.
Yeah.
And the idea is you have to fill in 5 slots, and a 3 or 4 will fill in 1, a 5 will fill in 2.
I see.
So essentially, you need to get a 3 or 4
5s
or
and a
5
3,
times.
and that's it.
Except that, you know, I never get a 5, so...
I see.
It's not that I never do. Every time I've gotten a 9, that's getting a 5. It's just like, you know, it's hard.
That is a spell that you're very used to, so...
Yeah. Okay. So now you'll see how IPs get distributed. My life point has been restored or something. Let's actually read this. Due to the power of the Great Spirit, LP will be fully restored. Abnormal status will be completely cured, i.e. we don't save any of this outside of the dungeon portion of this game. Analyze. Oh, yes, that's right. I got items. I forgot. I got several items.
I
got
2 rings. See how they're digital and green, and then they turn into real things? Yeah,
that makes sense. This is just going to say analysis. Yeah, analysis complete. Let's see if I can get the entire screen at all. Dark ring. Oh, will this improve my dark magic? That would be awesome.
Something damage.
Reduce dark damage by 2 points.
I mean, that's good in the dark dungeon, presumably.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad, but it would be even better to improve my own dark magic attacks.
Why are you using dark magic attacks in the dark dungeon?
This game, like I said, you can only learn certain spells, and so like I'm in the dark dungeon because I'm helping the dark spirit, and so the dark spirit is helping me, and so I have dark magic, and the enemies do use dark magic, but not predominantly. Like they just use any sort of magic.
So when you finish the dark dungeon, that might be considered beating the game, but also will you keep all the dark spells that you then know for the next dungeon? I highly doubt it. No way in hell. That would be really cool though, because it would be kind of like Mega Man. Like as you continue through the game, you gain powers that help you in other places.
When used, I can code flame. Okay. So I can code the flame spells up to level 5. This is saying can code... so coding is the rhythm game, and flame land and flame sky, all that is like flame land will be level 1, 2, and 3, and flame sky will be level 5 or something like that.
I see.
Oop. Now, the one problem... Well, I guess I'll show you the problem with getting rings in a moment. Yeah, go into items, go into...
Is that you can only equip 2 or whatever?
You can equip more than 2, but you only have 10 fingers.
Yeah.
And rings, like I said, the only items I found are rings. So that was distributing the IPs, and as far as I can tell, it's just random.
Okay.
Just like, you get what you get. Figure it out, loser. Distributed the IP to parameters. I'm not sure what this is saying. Skill rank has increased.
Yeah.
Don't really know what that means.
Skill
Power
rank
has
up.
Increased.
Power skill got 1.
Life has increased, skill rank, the most valuable.
The skill rank up was just like a preface to this stuff.
Oh, yeah, I guess it was. Yeah. Yes, okay. Life has increased. Tech has increased. Speed is increased. That was a lot of points, so it's not too surprising. I am now level 22. Here's a very weird thing about this game. It has levels that don't seem to mean anything, because you increase all of your abilities like this. Like, you increase them by pouring ip juice into them, and you will increase your life without increasing your level. That happens all the time. So I have no idea what your level means.
Yeah. Maybe it determines the max level of spell you can learn or something weird like that?
No, I think that's just based on... Because it has unlocked spells that I can learn based on what I have done in the Dream Dungeon. So I think it's just event-based for that. So obviously it is time to save.
I'm gonna paste the kanji for bad or evil in your chat, because I was finally able to log in, and you could see the top half of that kanji. The bottom half just means heart, but the top half of that kanji is a Roman numeral 2 with like a box. So that very much was, in my mind, evoked in that shape.
Yeah, and that probably is exactly, you are 100% right, and I'm glad you know a little bit of Japanese, not as much as the translator, obviously, but... So, perhaps level is just an overall percent, says Kyle, but I mean, that, I don't know, maybe. It just feels like that would be really strange. So note, I got no dream credits there, because you only get dream credits in events. So, that may have felt like a lot, but in terms of dream credits, it was nothing. Wait, I got rings. Let's go ahead and equip them.
Yes, and you have to show why it's not as powerful as I would think.
Well, it's exactly the reason you said. It's just that, look at how many of my fingers are already...
That makes sense. Yeah. Wow. RB? What's a B finger?
I think they're just A, B, C.
Okay, I see.
I have exactly enough to put on these 2 rings, so that'll fill up all my fingers, and then any rings I find in the future, I'll have to...
You'll have to do some finagling.
I could briefly show you all the rings I already have, but I don't care.
I really like the fact that, you can only fit 1 ring on each finger.
Oh, yeah. By the way, notice the icons at the bottom left and bottom right of this screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, in this screen, you scroll with square and triangle.
What?
Why?
Wow. The color of the ring presumably has to do with what kind of magic it's associated with.
Yep. I think the yellow is almighty, by the way.
Okay. And probably orange is elemental.
Orange will be one of the elements. So, like, this is a life-restoring ring. And I have 4 of them, I think. I have several of them. And so that wouldn't be a part. Yeah, see, it's almighty. You see at the bottom.
Okay,
This is red, i.e. like fire magic. This is also red, of course. Okay. I don't have 4 identical almighty rings. Some of them are just like, they boost stats. That, by the way... Do you get toe rings in this game? Asked Nettie. I wish. That is why, like, on the previous screen, all of my abilities are higher than their max. It's all the rings.
In fact, the right-hand side isn't like the max. It's like your base, your current baseline.
Yes, yeah. It is it's your max once you go into the dungeon, but it is your adjusted... it's max before doping, after rings. I don't think I've had any use for filing yet, which is good. The best games don't involve filing.
I don't know about that.
I love games that involve filing. That's right. There's like a Stargate you can see. There's like other things you can see here. But I've never been able to interact with them yet. I wonder if I've gone to a deep enough level that I can.
Iremasen, it says you can't enter.
Cannot enter. Mirror room. Okay. Do you want to return to the hole leading to the barrier? Oh, that's just going to be... that. Yeah. So that's just... Do you want to back out? Do you want to go to the... Because that's represented by a ring, which is the entire menu system when you're in the area we're about to be back in, the menu. So, okay, that's just backing out. I assume that these other icons in this area are correspond with different levels of the dungeon, but I have not yet unlocked any of them. I just thought I'd quickly check. Yeah,
something tree. You can't enter.
Oh, well. I hope that, like, once you get down to level 8 or something, it'll let you do this part faster, because even though it doesn't take that long to sort of wander all the way down, it's not like it takes no time.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, notice how this is key 1? They're all key 1.
Yeah. Well, maybe once you get the new key spell on the 5th or 6th level or whatever, that's when it's going to start being key 2.
But like, see, this door also opens with a key, and it is not the same key as the above door, because I couldn't open this initially, but it's also key 1. It says key ! Says Nettie in chat. Oh. It's just they only had 4 pixels tall, so it just became a line. By the way, the traps do move around. Some of them are always in the same location. Some of them move around. That's
Thankfully,
why
they don't seem like game-ending situations when you run into them.
By far and away, the worst thing that happens with a trap is your D gets locked.
Yeah, I mean, if you stepped into a trap that
locked your D... If you stepped into a trap and your D got locked, you wouldn't be very happy. Video games.
I don't even like my mind tried to think of how that would like physically work, and then I realized I shouldn't be thinking about this.
Poopsie somehow. It seems a bit unlikely.
It's like a bear trap, but on the ends, as it comes up, it's like a chastity cage.
And somehow you walk into it genital first.
Yes,
Starting to understand this. What is the top right corner supposed to be? So the only really important thing for me is just the number. It's like I'm on level 2.
Yeah,
but
it says Kasoa's something level 2.
It'll be like Kasoa's Spirit Dungeon level 2, because we're trying to restore Kasoa's spirit. Or Kasoa. Kasoa is the dark spirit. So this is her dungeon in the sense that like it's the dungeon of her torment.
It's like level 2 is like level 3. It's like the 3rd floor underground.
Yep,
specifically. I recognize those kanji.
And yeah, I think most everything else on this screen has now been explained. The timer, I guess I didn't mention the timer, but like, because doping has a time limit, it's just convenience. It shows you how much time you've been in. Then yeah, we've got the doping itself, the locks, and the life, and everything else is pretty obvious.
This is our goatse again, by the way.
Yep. Kyle, that's locking. So like, if I fall into a trap that locks my D, then the D will turn amber. Which you don't want your D to turn amber.
Yeah, that's a sign of like liver problems or something.
But green is fine.
Green is fine.
Green is good. Amber is bad. I feel like amber is closer to a color you might actually want, but whatever. See, that was just a plain old, like, he just came up and punched me. And physical attacks are way faster than magic.
When you said he punched you, that's not something you can lock his weapon for, right? Or
yes, you can.
Can you lock his fist?
So locking W is actually just locking physical attacks. It's not specifically locking weapon. But there are there's our coding magic, and then opponents seem to also have occasional sort of just instant magic. And I'm yet to find anything that locks that. I assume that some spell will. I couldn't tell because the chat is covering it up, says Kyle. Yeah. It's not... So this game is information dense enough that chat was going to be covering something, and that's the best thing for it to be covering. Actually, that's not true. The best thing for chat to be covering would be Kasawa on the bottom right, because all she does is glow when she talks. What happens when your P gets locked, asks Nettie. Wow, your C, your D, and your P can all get locked. And I don't know, I've never had my P locked. I've only had my W locked, my C locked, and my D locked.
I don't know why, but I interpreted your C as something else. And I guess your P could also be in the same vein as your other C.
It's conceptually similar, but mechanically different.
Yes. I was going to ask if there's the equivalent, but of course there is.
So W is weapon, C is coding, which is why it's the magic, because the magic you use, like that pressing on rhythm is called coding in the game, and D is doping or drinking or drugs, whichever of those words you would like for it to be. And since the only way to remove a lock is to take the drug that removes it, yeah, it's pretty bad to get your D locked. Level 9. Yeah. Unnecessary against this enemy. So yeah, haven't seen S, M, P, or A. And I have no idea what they could even be, because I have not encountered anything like this. Is this cold water?
Yes.
Ice water.
Yes, it is.
M is... Oh, you're right, Nettie. M is going to be map.
You are right.
M is map, and that would be quite annoying. Okay,
what were the other ones you don't know?
That was only the second time my W has gotten locked. That is the most common trap, but somehow we just haven't encountered them very much.
What are the other ones you don't know?
S and A.
S and A, okay.
Yeah, and I can't. I'm like sitting here trying to think what game mechanic could those stand for.
I mean, the radar, obviously, but I don't think S or A. I can't think of a
radar-y word that would be those. That's a good thought, though. It's also like, I'm not sure if I would care if that was locked.
Yeah.
It's,
But it is an aspect of the game that could. Yeah.
God, you're so right. M is map, and that's gonna be that's like
hell.
The worst thing to be locked. That would be horrendous. Oh, I don't think I've seen this shade of this enemy before. Yeah, couldn't back off in time. If it's not obvious, and I assume that it is, the gray, or I guess it's kind of pinkish bar that empties at the bottom, after casting a spell, you can't move for a bit. So you just have to sit there and take whatever they throw at you. Oh, and your skill levels that you gain in IPs do affect, like, how long you have to wait after casting a spell, among other things. They also affect how accurate you have to be, which is nice. Which means, by this point, I have to be way less accurate than I had to be when I first started playing this game, and yet I still almost never get the highest level. S, sensor. It'll be S for sensor.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Let's see if we can figure out this level. Kyle suggests S is status, but the only status ailments we've seen are those locks. So, like, what is going to lock you from knowing that your status is locked?
Kyle was before that suggesting it definitely locks the enemy detector. I think maybe Kyle was suggesting status before you suggested sensor.
Not seen this.
It's a jelly bee. Jetty bee is his name. Jetty bee name.
I guess this is just a normal enemy I haven't encountered before. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a boss enemy or anything. It's just a third level enemy. Nope, it's a boss-ish enemy. Stop making it dark.
What's the thing? What's happening when the things are flashing up the sides, up, like from the bottom up?
Oh, that's so that just means there is some status ailment in effect. In this case, the blindness. Which, interestingly, doesn't show on the left. I guess it's, since it's just a battle-only status ailment and not a, sort of real-world status, or real-world, the semi-real-ish world.
Kyle says he definitely saw that jelly bean guy at the previous Pride Parade.
So it is, I just use my rings to regain a little bit of life. Because the rings that regain life don't regain very much, they're, like, a pain in the ass to use in battle. So it's good to use them outside of battle if you're damaged and need them. Another ring.
Here's another ring. Yep.
As far as I can tell, the rings just, like, they're always in the same spot, which is super weird because, like, they're a permanent item, and you would think that they would be a limited number of them, but I guess you have a limited number of fingers, so that's limited enough.
Yep.
I have not encountered that jelly bean enemy before. But then again, I haven't done that much exploring on this level.
Yeah, I was about to say this floor, you're not. Yeah.
I mean, I have, as far as I know, explored everything that I can get to on this level, but other than that, I haven't explored very much. But now I know that the like, void space can be a real place, which changes everything. Yep, got line 1. I don't know if cosplaying this game would be easy or hard, says Kyle. Well, I don't know if you would cosplay one of the weird enemies, or, like, we haven't seen Kasawa close the door again. We haven't seen Kasawa fully yet, but you know that overly sexualized, like, angel we saw before? Just that, but darker. Woo, just dodged that. Level 8, not bad. So, like, that one, because he was closer, I couldn't dodge it anyway, so I just didn't even try. Ow. What the? Stop! Why are you allowed to do that? So, yeah, do you see? He just used, like, 3 magic attacks, like, right in a row. So, enemies seem to be able to do that. I don't think there's any equivalent I can do. Just dress as a flashing orb, suggests Kyle in chat. Yeah, there you go. LP 400. Oh, no spell. Okay. Or no key giblet. Here's this weird thingy again. I don't think that enemies respawn. So obviously when you leave the dungeon, enemies respawn, but I don't think that within the dungeon enemies respawn.
Yeah, I think you're right, because it felt like once you clear out a floor...
We did a lot of exploring this level, and not a lot of encountering enemies at that point, so... Doping? Hell yeah!
Doping? Yum!
I had spare doping available that I forgot about. I could have been double doping.
Kyle said, yeah, just just dress as a flashing orb. And for some reason, I read flashing as fisting.
I mean, even if you hadn't, you would have read flashing in the other sense of that word, so...
Right.
And I think we know the reason. The reason is because you spend half this game with your teeth locked.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I apologize to literally everything. I apologize to the entire universe for that joke.
I mean, like, it writes itself. Well, now that you know that the green area can be outside the fog outside the world, maybe you do have to actually, like, check every wall.
Having played 5 levels of this, I just don't buy that it would do that. While this game does have the Garriott Hell style, kind of, it is not, like, it wasn't actually written by Richard Garriott. While it is a fever dream, it's not an evil fever dream.
Yeah.
I actually have found that, I think just due to having both the map and the 3D environment, but also the fact that, like, your turning and such is smooth and animated in the 3D environment, I have found that, like, my spatial memory actually kicks in pretty well for this game.
Yeah.
I don't really get lost very much. Maybe if you get your A locked, you can't talk to the ladies, says Kyle in chat. But those are all,
that's
like,
what I was
events.
thinking.
You wouldn't lock you out of, like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking, but it doesn't, like, from a, like, what's left in the mechanics of this game perspective, yeah, but from a, like, what does that actually mean for you? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, so, I mean, I haven't delved very deeply into this, so, like, get item is just, like, if there was... What? Oh, these are items you have gotten. Yeah, I've seen that screen before. It just, lets you do, like, configuration crap, which I don't know why I even went into this menu. But the other stuff that is in that menu is, like, you can use items on your hands, you can use magic in the real world, you can do magic setup, which is, you only have 3 keys that correspond to spells, but you can, like, swap them out, but not mid-battle, but you can, like, swap them between battles if you know you're going to need a particular spell or something. But yeah, I can't really find anything there to be locked. Okay, we've got 1, 4, and 3. Not 2, though. I love doping. Oh, nope, I don't love doping. Never mind.
Ice water. I wonder if... this is probably way too not actually the game would do this, but I wonder if you paid attention to where 1, 3, and 4 were on the map, if that could give you a clue to where 2 would be. In other words, just based on the numbers, like if they're in the same spot on the map.
I wonder if I refuse an item from a box, if maybe the future items that are supposed to be in that box don't show up.
Could be.
In which case, you know, maybe the key was a future item in that box. I don't think we've seen the key be in a box with something else yet.
Yeah.
You're a new friend. 138.
He's a Nudu name.
No name. Okay, I'll show you how the ice water works. It just does damage.
Okay, so it's like another way to cast an ice spell, but from an item.
Yeah, and it's fast, but
yeah,
it's it's an item, so you can't have that many of them. We're in the same spot we were before, says Kyle. Well, yeah, we're trying to figure out what the hell we've missed here. I love doping.
Doping is the best.
If this game teaches you any lesson, it's that taking drugs is good. Mm-hmm. You haven't even seen the injection sites yet.
Correct. Winners take drugs, Nettie says.
Exactly, Nettie. That's the lesson we get from this game. Winners take drugs.
That's why it's Lance Armstrong's favorite game.
I'm going to take one of those life potions just because my inventory is full. To cosplay as this guy, you just have to cover yourself in fiberglass insulation and paint it. This is Kyle and Chat of the enemy we just fought.
Yeah.
I don't think... because it's always first person, I don't think we've ever seen ourselves, so we don't know what the player looks like.
I mean, they don't want to show what happens when you get your D-locked, so...
We're adults.
Nettie says that you're only wearing the rings.
I've gotten no other, equipable items yet, only rings.
No. Nettie's saying you're nude.
Oh, we're only wearing the rings, right? Yes.
Which is how your D gets locked so easily.
We're all something wearing rings, something. Just, fill in the rest of that joke from there.
Yep. Yeah, you should be able to put on an 11th ring. That's right.
Because you have toes, pervert viewers. Because you have toes. Nothing else was being suggested. All these chests with nothing in them. Well, without keys in them anyway. Without the only item I give a shit about in them.
So this room was there anything in that room?
There was a chest in the northwest corner, and the identical room in the southwest corner had a chest in the northeast corner. Flashy. Oops, missed. Terrible. Well, there's the almighty magic. It didn't do anything against this door. Wasn't really expecting it to. I really don't remember the timing on that one at all. I'll just briefly show magic setup just so, just that you understand. See, I've got spells mapped to each of these, and I can...
I see. So you can only have 3 spells active at any given time.
Yeah, exactly. Any suggestions?
I got nothing at the moment. I mean, other than running your head into all the walls.
How is this currently showing as unexplored? Oh, because I went through the thing at the bottom.
Yeah, you took the bottom route.
Yeah. You know Japanese? It kind of gives you a hint when you first check that door, if I recall correctly, says Boogle in chat. So I have live translation on, and what she said, if I recall, was it's not locked, but it won't open. Which is, maybe a hint, but I forgot. Can I use a weapon out here? I don't think I can. Oops, that's the map.
I wasn't paying attention when you.
Of course, you can use a weapon out here. You use it on. That didn't do anything.
I wasn't paying attention when you first talked to the door. When she first told you about that. So I think
I quoted it almost exactly. She basically said that it's not locked, but it won't open.
I'm just saying that if I saw the Japanese, I wonder if there's anything that the translation.
That's all it says, though, says Boogle in chat. So, yeah, it's maybe a hint, but not really a hint. It's a hint if you're not an idiot. Dope some more just to get it out of my inventory. We have 3 lines. I mean, the other line just has to be around here somewhere.
I mean, our assumption was that the 4th line is what's going to open that door.
My assumption is not that. My assumption was actually never that. Because when you have a door that's locked by the key spell, it shows the key spell as if it's coding it, but then it doesn't. So there is something about this door. But my assumption was that, even though this door per se probably doesn't require the key spell, you probably do need to, that is the order of things. But that was just based on, what items I could find and what items I couldn't find. So there is, there's some kind of puzzle that we're missing. You were on the right track earlier, says Boogle, of some track that I was on, of missing an item that we're just, we haven't found an item yet.
or using a weapon or casting spells.
Oh, I wonder if you need to cast a spell, but it needs to be perfect. That would be annoying.
Yeah. Okay, so the door unlock spell or whatever that is that one that you equip, or is that just one that you always have handy?
It's not really a spell. The game calls it a spell, but it's not like coding like your normal spells are.
So you can't actually cast that one in the same way.
Let me what spells do I have that I may or may not have equipped usefully? It always asks if you want the tutorial. Like, how many times have I been here? Okay, well, this translation is not going to be very useful, I think. Purified Darkland is what it seems to think these are.
The second character in the second one means north, I believe. Status clear. Magic.
Oh, that's right.
Girl.
I do have that set to status clear. I totally forgot about that. That was not almighty magic that I was using. That was status clear. I just got that before this stream. So
yeah.
You've got Weapon Seal, a Purge spell, and the ground version of your dark magic, says Boogle in chat. Oh my god, what if you need to use like the lower level ground version or something? That would be very annoying. I know the Weapon Seal. Yeah, I forgot that I had Purge on that. That's all. And I have one other spell. I have the Almighty Magic. Let's see, which one of these is the Almighty Magic? Is it you?
This is Lost Weapon.
Oh, that's the Weapon Lock Magic. This, given that it has two different spells, must be... Oh, well, I forgot I also have red because I have the, item or something.
Baby Taboo or Beppy Taboo?
Baby Taboo.
I think...
Oh, Taboo would be locking their, magic? Yeah, unfortunately, the live translator isn't doing a good job with this because of how it, like, cuts off the edge of the screen, so
yeah,
the OCR is really struggling.
Darkness and Hell's Cloud.
Right, so that's the... I guess I should have known just from the magic. That's my normal spell. So which of these... Yeah, it must be this that you thought was...
Baby Taboo?
Baby Taboo. That must be the almighty magic that I have.
Taboo.
Let's grab a quick Baby Taboo here.
Well, Baby Taboo's only level 1, 2, and 3. Regular Taboo's level 4 and 5.
Sky Magic level 5.
Yep.
Baby Taboo is the air version of your dark spell, says Boogle. Why do I have that? I guess I must have a ring or something that gives it to me. Well, this is not going to achieve anything.